News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. One Eastern Kentucky family says they are in shock following a murder Tuesday afternoon. The victim's sister tells WYMT's Dakota Makris she was loved beyond words.
The investigation began after Clay County 911 received a call about a fight at a home on Arnott's Fork Road at around noon Tuesday, sending county sheriff's deputies to the scene.
Upon arrival, they took Elsie Wagers into custody. We found Pansy Smallwood deceased.
Clay County Sheriff Patrick Robinson says they believe the call came from Elsie Wagers' wife inside of the home. He adds they were working two scenes during the investigation, saying Wagers and Smallwood got into a fight on Hoskins Road in the Big Creek area.
She was still alive. He drove her to Arnott's Fork to his residence, where she jumped out of the car and attempted to make it to his house, where he killed her on the front porch.
The sheriff says Smallwood was stabbed several times. Her body was sent to the medical examiner's office.
The suspect is in custody. He gave a full confession also, and we are still following leads, finding more witnesses to take statements off of.
Pangy's sister, Jennifer Smallwood, says she is still processing what happened, saying her death is absolutely heartbreaking. Sheriff Robinson called the killing senseless. In Clay County, Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News.
Pangy was only 33 years old. The sheriff says he expects Wagers in court for a preliminary hearing next Monday. Officials say the remains of a recently identified Eastern Kentucky soldier that was killed in the Korean War will be interred in his hometown of Whitesburg. The U.S. Army Human Resources Command at Fort Knox said in a statement that graveside services for Army Corporal Donald L. Mencken will be performed May 14th by Everidge Funeral Home before interment at Green Acres Cemetery. He was 21 when he was reported missing on June 10th, 1953, after being wounded by artillery shell fragments.
Well, some of us have seen plenty of clouds throughout the day. Others, well, it looks like a beautiful spring day around the region. In fact, we see that outside at the moment from our camera at the University of Virginia's College at Wise. We see some of those clouds, those fair weather clouds this afternoon. Plenty of blue sky. You don't see high clouds in the distance. So actually looking pretty nice. Upper 60s at the moment downtown Whitesburg. All is quiet down Main Street. It's a beautiful evening in progress. Sitting at 73. It's those west-northwest winds that have kept us around or below average today. We're in the upper 60s across southwest Virginia, middle 60s places like Pikeville up towards Prestonsburg, but low 60s to the north where we've seen more cloud cover. But then look back to the south, near 70, 73 Harlan, and 75 in Middlesboro. That's a good 20 degrees cooler in many spots than we were this time yesterday. Satellite and radar, well, those clouds are going to be with us throughout the evening hours. More scoot in tomorrow, as does another chance for rain and thunderstorms later on tomorrow night. So mostly cloudy skies for us tonight. Mid-50s out there. I'll have the very latest, though, on when the next round of showers and storms moves in, coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Evan, thank you. An Eastern Kentucky man was shot. Students kept home from school as a precaution. Then a foot chase for the suspect across the Mountain Parkway. That all played out this morning in Powell County. Witnesses tell us the shooting took place over a disagreement with a car. WYMT's Phil Pendleton was there shortly after the suspect was found and taken to jail.
Come on, Worm. It took 3 officers to lead Aaron Couch out of the Stanton Police Department after his arrest on assault charges.
Would you like to talk to us about anything about what happened?
Police say Couch shot a man at the Pine Creek Apartments. A woman who lived there and didn't want to be identified said there was a disagreement over her car.
I wanted my car back at a certain point, and he just wouldn't give it back, and he stayed gone, and that's why that they even were here, supposed to get my keys back for me. I didn't know that anything was like that was gonna happen. I would have let him keep my car. I don't care.
Couch was on the run for almost 8 hours. Police say after he was spotted, he took off running, even leading police across the Mountain Parkway before he was caught.
To me, he's just another one of the boys that run here in this apartment complex. You know, I've seen him several times, but I don't know nothing about him, like on a personal basis.
The shooting victim was said to be in critical condition. A friend of his said his gunshot injuries looked bad.
So I was just holding his hand. I was praying to God that he wouldn't die.
Aaron Couch is facing charges of first-degree assault. Powell County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
We have learned that Couch has faced a bevy of criminal charges during the past few years in Powell and Madison counties, including attempted robbery, menacing, criminal trespassing, and fleeing and evading. State troopers arrested a Madison County deputy jailer earlier today. Connor Gray is charged with third-degree sodomy. Police arrested him yesterday morning after an inmate escaped from a local medical facility. Richmond police caught her quickly, and she then made the accusation against Gray. KSP launched an investigation and arrested him the same day. We're learning new details about a Madison County murder suspect also accused of assaulting a jailer. Shannon Gilday is accused of killing Jordan Morgan during a home invasion. He was back in court this morning for the assault charge. Lieutenant Stephen Howard with the Madison County Detention Center says that on April 16th, Deputy Austin Ramsey was serving Gilday breakfast when Gilday confronted him outside his cell, attacked him, put his forearm on his throat, and took him to the ground. The lieutenant helped pull Gilday off the deputy. His attorneys are pointing to mental illness as the cause for this assault and the Morgan murder.
All I can say is that it's clear to me from all the evidence, even though we're in the early stages of this case, that Shannon is profoundly mentally ill, and that this today was just another manifestation of that issue.
The case has been sent to the grand jury. As for the original charges in connection to the deadly home invasion, the next court hearing for that will be next Thursday in Madison Circuit Court at 11 a.m. We're learning more about a crash in Laurel County. It happened last night on Highway 30. We know at least 2 cars were involved. One person was transported by EMS. We don't know their condition at this time. The London Laurel Rescue Squad says a deer in the road was the likely cause. The road was closed for several hours due to fluid, as you can see there in that picture along the roadway. Today in Johnson County, Congressman Hal Rogers announced funding for first responders. WYMT's Jordan Mullins has more about what this money will bring to the county and the city of Paintsville.
In the mountains of eastern Kentucky, communication by radio is especially difficult for first responders.
There is times that we can't copy that unit, by radio. We can't understand them. There's too much static.
In Johnson County, this sometimes forces them to use alternatives due to the nature of the region and analog communication equipment.
A lot of times we've got to back up and we've got to do a cell phone call to that officer or that, ambulance service to be able to give good directions, to get them at the location that they need to be at.
Congressman Hal Rogers announced nearly $860,000 in funding to help Paintsville Johnson County Emergency Management upgrade the county and city's communication technology.
This allows them to communicate quickly. It'll save lives, save property, and it will save the first responders.
Helping the county's fire, police, and EMS go completely digital for radio communications.
It's the most modern communication equipment there is, and will allow these first responders extra time to get to the scene of the fire or flood or what have you. It will get that help there quicker.
In an effort to make communication easier, something which can make all the difference in an emergency. In Johnson County, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
McClure says the funding will go towards placing new repeaters throughout the county and giving first responders updated radios. A new recovery center opens its doors in Inez, turning what was once a space for education into a space for recovery. Addiction Recovery Care's latest facility was originally a school and will be able to house 140 men looking for help recovering from addiction. Those involved say it is about much more than providing beds. It's about providing opportunity to those in need. Governor Beshear and Congressman Rogers were among those on hand today at the grand opening, and they say this growth is critical for the mountains, and facilities like these are proof that hope is here and recovery is real. We'll have much more on today's opening tonight at 11.
Well, coming up, we've still got stormy weather in the forecast. It's not done, and we've got more on the way as soon as tomorrow. The very latest timing and impacts on the way next.
And it's one of the biggest weekends of the year, not just for Kentucky, but horse racing fans everywhere. We'll share Keeneland's plans for the Oaks and Derby days. But first, staff at one of the largest schools in Kentucky are unionizing. We'll tell you what they want the university to change.
WYMT News app offers alerts on breaking stories as they happen, customized to the categories you